Whenever I encounter infinite beauty, I stop, I gaze, read, see, absorb, and I'm full. That's why reading a book of poetry takes so much longer to finish than a normal book. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. When I hear the whistle of a passing train, I stand at the window this early, early dawn. In an uncertain dark, my mind wonderingly blank. There's a streak of cloud, an elongated finger pointing to the first train chugging into sight. And my heart leaps to simpler times when the whistle of a train spelt mystery, when we watched the speeding lights at dusk and conjured stories of mystery. The romance was in the whistle, we could hear it as it rose in pitch. Even before the train came to sight, we knew the beast was coming away. We gathered in the veranda to see the spectacle of this majesty, steel and smoke, passion and noise, an entry point into 100 dreams. Who are we, if not creatures of remembrance, stumbling into a present where we are often lost, where we lie broken under a broken sky, pining for remnants of a life we'd lost? So much of what we treasure are the things we had in passing, the smells, sounds, stroll, past loves, random smiles we got when we were down. There's a pang of hurt and sadness, as if something had let us down. Though no promise came with our lives, there was a promise which seemed to be held back. And as I hear that sound of whistle again, and the sight of the speeding train, I see my past beckoning my present. I would have been happy to have been left behind. I see my past beckoning my present. I would have been happy to have been left behind. The passing of a speeding train, its whistle from afar, the smoke from the now disappearing steam engines, the rapidly decreasing chug-chug as it leaves a railway station. These sounds and images are sepia-tinted in my memory, fraying at the ends with passing time, but making me remember what a time that was. And I drown so heavily in the past that I wallow and I wonder, is nostalgia a benediction or a curse? Writers extol me, don't drown in that lake or your words would forever be cursed by mush and sentimentality. My heart says, linger a little longer before climbing the mountain of today. When has a poet ever listened to his head? I fallow. I sometimes think the wonder which filled our lives in our childhood had more stars than the skies. The innocence of growing up allowed anything and everything to fill its illimitable space. And as time passed, the skies drowned in the depth of minutiae's ocean, till memories surfaced like flotsam when an ancient breeze came by to ripple the water's surface. And we asked ourselves, whither? Life's trajectories always seem to take us away from what we love, away from what we cared, away from things which made us the persons we were, away from what we now call our roots. But by then we are far gone, foregone. We are the rubber band which has been pulled beyond shape, and we look back stretched and irredeemable with yearning and regret. I now know what the writers meant and what they missed. Nostalgia is a country for the tired soul. Its revisitation is not a weakness because it is primarily a resting place. It is to do with standing at one's own window, letting either the winter sun in or the falling dusk, and remembering what it all meant at a time when we were not in search of meaning at all, and how those times mean the world to us now. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you were listening to Uncut Poetry. Did you know that I've started a newsletter called The Uncuts? It's a weekly and it is full of grace and music and art and poetry. Get the link in the show notes. And did you like this episode? If you did, you must share it with someone you love. And why not follow Uncut Poetry on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Gaana, JioSaavn, Google Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts so you don't miss a single episode. See you next week.